Hello, everyone. Welcome to this right here. Trying to get my lighting right. Okay. Okay, to everyone. Trying to make sure my a little too bright. Okay, everyone. Hello, everyone. Welcome to FunDay Friday. Welcome to Say It, Larry J. I am your host, Larry J. I'm trying to calm it down. So, thank you for tuning in with me today. How has your day been? What are your plans for today, tonight, and this hopefully wonderful weekend? So, as you know, we have like some plans for this weekend tonight, and I stumbled across some things and I've been hearing some things about, there could be a possible shutdown. What does that mean? From actually going, and I'll probably, when I actually repost my video, I'll probably have, which Facebook will probably only be able to see it, the links to the articles that I actually read, which they actually, if you go to yahoo.com, you'll see about Dr. Holsty, Dr. Holsterholm, Dr. Michael Holsterholm. Well, anyway, they was talking about a potential. Well, he was talking about a potential another shutdown, all because the numbers are actually climbing when we talk about what's going on in the pandemic, and we want to know how these numbers are climbing. Um, when we actually go back from the so-called shutdown, stated in one of the articles from March to May, well, most of the states were going on shutdowns like Christmas lights. You remember those Christmas lights that was actually there was the chasing lights, then you had the musical lights, they were more the pricier lights. I think they probably still have them back in the day. And they probably still have them in some of the stores. And then you have like what you call the chasing lights. Well, the chasing lights, you have like a remote control, and then one end flash on, the other one end flash off, the middle may flash on, and they just come on at different sporadically times. So that's how our shutdown was actually being handled from March to May. And even under the circumstances, people still were not adhering to a lot of the orders that were giving out because people were still doing what they want to do. Was it a pandemic? Was it a pandemic? There was you would wonder like, was it a pandemic? Because people were still functioning. I know there were some conversations I was getting engaged with some people. They didn't even know it was a pandemic in the middle of a pandemic, so they didn't even have no idea that it was a pandemic going on. Like, don't you know it's an executive order out, you fool? You don't know what is actually going on. See, you gonna be the that get arrested because you don't have no clue on what's going on in your city. So during that whole shutdown, people still doing what they want to do. And then, in May, they start lifting the order. Okay, businesses go back to work. People, you can start enjoying your lives. But, some people that was awoke realize that, okay, things don't seem to be, they're abnormal here. I mean, you might want to take better precautions of what's going on. So people are starting to like peep out their door, like, is it okay? We can come out now. Oh, it's good out here. So people started taking this around about latter May, June, July. So people started coming out just letting their hair down and everything else because the pandemic was to some people, what pandemic? So now it is actually November and these numbers are starting to spike up. And they've been spiking up starting in October. But because people, I just want to live my life. I still want to live. I'm living my best life. And I ain't got work. I ain't got time for you. No, I'm living my best life. Everybody want to live their best life. Everybody's not what pandemic. So people still want to live their best lives and act as if there's no pandemic. So now there are talks about what is his name, Dr. Holliston Home. I think I said his name right. If not, oops. So he was actually, and he's, I think, one of the people, with the CDC when you to read the article, and he's supposedly going to mention about, a 4 to 6 week shutdown. And some of y'all don't even want to, y'all didn't want to be closed up in that time that we was closed up from March, or should I say March? Yeah, March to May. So he was talking about a 4 to 6 week. Now let me say what was stated. He said, Dr. Holster Home. Now, this is what's going to be funny. In the article, he states we could pay for a package right now to cover all the wages. Wait a minute. How are we going to pay for a package right now? We don't even know where we're getting this money from. What money? Somebody that have a background in finances, in order to get money, you got to have the money to actually be given it away. But if you have, okay, let me slow down. You can't just print money out of nowhere. I can't just take a sheet of paper and draw some money on it or print it out a printing machine and go to a store and say, "Oh, okay, I'm finna buy this." You know what? I think I want me a car. I'm gonna go print out me some money. Just do that. But he say, we could pay for a package right now to cover all the wages, lost wages for individual workers, lost wages to small companies, to medium-sized companies or city, state, and county governments. We could do all of that. If we did that, then we could lock down from 4 to 6 weeks. That's what he potentially states that he wants to suggest to advise to the elect president of the United States of this America. So he then talks about, but see, the question is, okay, where are you getting that money from? Could you just, it's just like, if I have $1,000 in the bank, I can only spend that. It's just be spending money, spending money, spending money, spending money, spending money, spending money, spending money. You can't just do that. Well, some people do. They just throw their account into the banks that allow them to do. They just throw their account into the nigga. They just be spending money they don't have, like we doing in this country. Spending money like they don't have. So it's like, well, and you're talking about a stimulus package. One of the articles it read about, because he did state also, the article stated about paying these people. Well, how? I mean, I know we want to do some good things, but in order to buy things, you have to have the money for it. Because somewhere along the line, we're doing just like, people do at the bank. We just withdrawing money, withdrawing money. And the account is going into the negative. Someday, one day, that money has to be paid back. It just do. So for those of you, and that's why they're talking about, and I said that, on this FunDay Friday, I'll get up and talk about it. And the reason I said it, because, some people don't prepare. Some people don't have a clue what be going on in the world. Some people don't have a clue what's going on in they state. Some people don't have a clue on what's going on right in the city they live in, and not a clue what's going on in their own house, in the front living room, and in the room, and in the bathroom, and in the closet. Some people don't have a clue on what's going on. So I said that I would get up here and I would actually talk about what could potentially happen. Now, some tools for you, some suggestions that I will throw out there. You may want to consider, going to the grocery store, buying you a few items, because see, like last time, everybody got in panic mode. See, that's why the government don't like to tell the people that, because see, people panic. People panic on things that they don't know of. It's just like the pandemic. All you have to do is just take your little butt over there to the CDC website and go educate yourself on the updates of what's going on with Rona, Toyota Corolla. Go update yourself on the updates. And see, the whole reason, because these numbers are spiking up, because many of you walking out there like it's no pandemic. You're not wearing no mask. You out there coughing and sneezing on people going to the clubs. And see, it's a difference. Now, if you're going to go to the clubs, if you're going to go to gatherings, if you're going to go to church, wear your mask. Because people don't know what you have. People don't know who you've been around. But no, nobody ain't wearing their mask. People going up in the club, show up in the club, say what's up in the club, partying like what's up. You don't even have on no mask. Everybody just breathe. Everybody in the club getting tipsy. Nobody ain't wearing no mask. Hey, how you? Nobody ain't wearing no mask. Everybody giving hugs. People in the church call, thank you. Spitting all over the place. And see, people get mad at me because I'm aware of a lot of the symptoms of what's going on in the pandemic. And so when I started hearing and seeing a lot of it, I asked the people, okay, you may want to go have you ever considered about going get tested? What am I going to go get tested for? I mean, I can go home and take some cough syrup. I can go home and pop a cough drop in my mouth. What am I going to get tested? I mean, it's not just getting tested for you, silly rabbit, tricks are for kids. You're going to get tested so you won't be a part of what's going on. That way you out there spreading stuff and you giving it to other folks because you don't know what's going on. And see what I come to a realization of, it's not people rather not know than to know. It's just like, if I'm gonna call it out, like it's just like sex. People rather just go and do it raw dog and don't even have a conversation. When have you noticed somebody sit down and say, you know what? We're about to have sex. Oh, no. What we're gonna do here, let's sit down and I'm gonna pour you a cup of tea, and I'm gonna have a cup of tea. We're going to have a cup of tea and we're going to have the discussion. What is the discussion? Okay, sit. Okay, so we're going to talk about statuses. What's your status? Oh, I'm negative. What's your status? Oh, I'm negative. And you just drink you some tea. Oh, okay. So now that we clear on each other's statuses, now we'll make our way to the bedroom. No, ain't nobody doing that. People don't even want to actually go get themselves checked out for stuff like that until they get burned up. So when it comes to this, people don't be wanting to know what's going on in the pandemic. So people don't be wanting to go get tested to see if they driving around with the Toyota Corolla. That way it helps. It's not just for you, it's for everyone else. Because when I was actually looking at an article on the CDC, wearing masks was supposed to be intended for someone that had, not someone that do not have, because now you know who have. But because people are not following mandates that are being set in place and they just doing whatever they want to do. It's your thing, wild thing. Doom, 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 doom. You make my heart sing. Doom, 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 doom. I'm going to do everything because I'm wild thing. And that's what people are doing. They just wild thing. They just doing whatever they want to do because they wild thing. Nobody's not wearing no mask. People don't feel like wearing no mask. How you doing? That's good. Let's give hugs. Let's give cough. Sneezing all over the place because people don't get. And see, this is why these numbers are spiking up. And this is why they're having this conversation, because we might need to shut it down. And this time, a lateral. Everybody be on the same page, not you over here on Amtrak, you over here on the silver meter, you on the freight train. No, everybody be on the same page, and that's why they had this. This is why this conversation is coming about. So some things to help you get, just in case they decide to actually throw this out here. So that way you're not caught off guard. If you caught off guard, that's your bad. Wake up, sleeping dummy, is your bad. Go out there and start buying you a little bit of groceries at the same time. Buy you some groceries at the same time. If you can find you some Lysol, alcohol is this word. Lysol, alcohol, go buy you a few canned goods just to stock up just in case. Because you never know. Because you don't want to be caught with your panties down because you didn't go do anything. And then now you want to go to the grocery store and everybody and their mama, their daddy, their cousin, their brother, their first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eight cousins, and all the little babies and the puppies and they babies and the birds are in the grocery store and they have cleaned and they're wiping out the grocery store shelves because everybody's in panic mode because they shutting down the country again. They shutting it down, starting. So I'm just throwing this out of here just in case they do this. That way you be prepared. So that way when things go down, you don't have your panties down. You have them up. As one manager told me, you don't want to get caught with your drawers down. That way, when they have all those people in the grocery store and it's like 50 people per cashier, then now they need some help because remember, they got all these cash registers and only two of them be at them. So they need some extra help. That way they don't tap you on the shoulder and be like, hey, you need a job? Well, I am looking for a job. We need you to start now, today, right now. We got a uniform in the back because we need to put you on the register because all these people, they need to be rung up. No training. Oh, it don't matter about no training. They don't train. They don't like training. People don't like training people no way. They just throw them out to the wolves. Let the wolves eat them. Then when the customers come and cuss them people out and go off on them, then they're wondering like, well, they didn't have to do that. That's their first day. You should have trained them. And that's what some of them gonna do. So go in and get you a few items of groceries if you just want to stock up your shelf. Go and do that just in case the decision gets made and stated that it could potentially, and I'm saying potentially, it may, where the country may get shut down for 4 to 6 weeks. So I just thought that I would just throw that little Tweety bird out there. So all of you, I hope you enjoyed this. And you know what? I didn't even tell you all to come on in. I hope you all came in and you had a seat. You sat yourself down and made yourself at home and, had you something to eat and all of that good stuff and made yourself, comfortable. I didn't even tell y'all that at the beginning. My bad. I hope y'all did do that. But I hope you enjoy your FunDay Friday, and thank you for tuning in to Said Larry J. I am your host, Larry J. And I hope you all have a wonderful, great weekend. I hope some of this stuff that I actually threw out here to you that you take heed of and maybe some type of consideration with it. This is not something I'm just spitting out my head. So on that note, you all have a great night and end to Said Larry J. Have a great night and a great weekend. Bye. Oh, and again, I come on Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays at 7 p.m.